apparently not only the Saints are interested in Malcolm Butler, but apparently the Texans are in the mix with it. Now, if you're aware with the Texans, they lost A.J. Boyd to a division rival, and they definitely need a second corner there, and Jonathan Joseph isn't getting any younger. So when I look at this story that came up here, obviously Malcolm Butler has been linked to the Saints, and I look at him being traded to the Saints as almost like a move of pure desperation if he goes to the New Orleans Saints, because I feel like they will need a bigger corner simply because they go up against guys who are Mike Evans, Kelvin Benjamin, Julio Jones, who are definitely your bigger sized receivers. And I think that kind of hurts Malcolm Butler. Now, he has gone better over the years, but it definitely seems like a pure move of desperation there. Now, one thing about Malcolm Butler is I definitely think he's definitely a top 5 corner in this league. That's how I view him. And I think it's a very douchey move by Bill Belichick, and also an uncharacteristic move to sign a player who never really been in the system, really doesn't have any connections to Bill Belichick. Stephon Gilmore, I don't believe. I read somewhere where he was absolutely surprised that the Patriots were interested in him. Absolutely surprised by it. And I just look at that and I see Bill Belichick would never give that much money to a player outside of the organization. And it's very, very rare. There's only one exception to my statement there, and that's with Danny Amendola. But Danny Amendola knew Josh McDaniels, and that was his former coach, coordinator, and whatnot. So that's something right there. That's why it made more sense. But Malcolm Butler just seems borderline odd. Now, I look at the Houston Texans and New Orleans Saints as trading partners of the New England Patriots. One, because Sean Payton and Bill Belichick are friends, and two, Bill O'Brien and Bill Belichick know each other. It's just one of those things. And this has been reported by Ian Rappaport. Yeah, said on the Saints and Malcolm Butler, they've begun negotiations on a new contract and hope to strike a deal this week, then talk trade with the Patriots. So it could be very interesting. Now, when I look at the Patriots, if I were them, I would absolutely keep Malcolm Butler. I think he's absolutely legit, and he's better than Stephon Gilmore. And I think it would be very interesting to have Malcolm Butler and Stephon Gilmore there and all that. And really, their team is actually relatively young for the New England Patriots. Surprisingly enough, they do have a young team, and I feel as if that you can get away with not having a first and second round pick. Now, I think how this affects Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know for sure. I think it could play a role, but I'm not sure how that's going to be affected in some way. I'm not sure if it's going to be positive for them or negative. And a lot of people are arguing who would be more to trade, Jimmy Garoppolo or Malcolm Butler off the Patriots. And I view this, and technically I view Malcolm Butler more likely to be tradable because now they already have a corner there. And I think that's going to be an issue. And Tom Brady's going to be turning 40 in August. That's the one thing about Tom Brady there. And I feel like Tom Brady in the beginning of September could have his arm fall off. Now, are most people expecting it? Not really, because he's been playing so well at an old age. He's probably the greatest ageless wonder who has ever played football. But at the same time, you kind of keep Jimmy Garoppolo there, so just in case if anything falls down. And obviously, I look at Jacoby Brissett. He's not too impressive. Runs a college offense. I didn't really see him progress that much. So overall, when I look at this, I definitely think this is a D-bag move from Bill Belichick and also an uncharacteristic move. But I feel like Malcolm Butler to the Texans makes a lot more sense than Malcolm Butler to the Saints.